Hi, I am Brad, and welcome to a game review thing. This is kind of new for the channel since, well, it's not a VR focused game. I wonder why. Oh, yeah, that's why. Anyway, I've always been a fan of finding hidden gems, and today we definitely have one. This game is called Egg is Broken, Heart is Too. And I know what you're thinking. Brad, is this game just some sort of YouTuber meme bait garbage? And honestly, I don't think so. I think it's a pretty good game. When I first came across it, I was definitely not thinking it was going to be a game worth doing a video on. I mean, look at it. The screenshots don't make it look very good. And even this live video of it is arguably good at best. At least at first glance. But I started playing it on stream and I really fell in love with it. Oh, oh! Oh no! Alright, I like this part. People in chat questioned whether it was Stockholm Syndrome, and almost everyone who would come into me playing it would start making snide remarks. But I pushed on, and beat the entire thing in one session. It took me about 2.5 hours. For a game that retails, quote unquote, for $3, man, I was just really feeling the value. So the story is, at least that is what I would call it a story, is you're a mother hen who is trying to save her egg from a kitchen and bring it back to your safe nest. And the only way to do this is carrying it on your back and jumping over obstacles. So first and foremost, this is not an easy game. This game is pretty comparable in concept to games such as Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy and Jump King. Except this one is personally more enjoyable for me, and that is for one reason. Checkpoints. I understand those other games mentioned is supposed to be some sort of perilous adventure that is not meant for the general player base. I mean, the entire gaming industry though has decided save points and checkpoints were a good idea since the 90s. But whatever, designer choice and all that. For me, if I wanted to stress out on a hobby, it would be like woodworking or something. The fear of accidentally chopping off my hand in exchange for creating a birdhouse is much more enjoyable to me than finding my mental sanity dropping to the point I might damage a wall with my fists. All just so I can beat a game. Yeah, I'll pass. Now, this isn't to say the game is easy. Absolutely not. In fact, after I finished the game, I read some reviews on Steam and people complained that the game was not even skill-based and you just got lucky. I disagree. I completed 2 entire playthroughs of this game, and the first time, as I said, took about 2.5 hours. But the second time, took like 45 minutes. That is a 70% improvement. And guess what? The developer has a speedrun of himself beating the game in 12 minutes. Which is expected. He's a developer, he's probably playtested it mostly himself throughout the entire development phase of this game. And for someone who has finally beaten the game, that playtime is just impressive on a level I think only I can understand. What I think players who run into this game, me included, don't realize is, when you beat the first level, it's very likely you beat it while going slow and playing very safe. However, once you start the second level and find the burgers of hell, by the way, I hate these burgers so much. They are not the only bouncers in the game, but they are the tallest and I hate them. I hate them so much. You feel all the time you spent learning a method to beat that level is completely useless now. And each level sort of does the same thing. The best method I feel is generally trying to run through the levels while actually pouncing the egg on the right spots. It won't be easy. So, elephant in the room, let's talk about the graphics. Since that's the kind of the first thing people will snuff at. Now, this game was definitely lacking a budget of any kind. I know this because even in the credits, all the assets used were sourced of things in the public domain. Mostly. The developer took real pictures of chickens and seemingly animated just the legs and other areas of the body. I mean, look at that walk cycle. Isn't that just so good? Now, I obviously can't say the same about everything else. Static objects are what you would expect from a game that didn't really use or need an artist. Each level has a blurred image background of the location you're trying to escape from. My favorite is definitely the forest theme. I just generally enjoy forests in any game. It's so relaxing and nice just to be able to walk through a peaceful But yeah, graphics are nothing special, but you really don't mind as time goes on, especially since good graphics do not make a good game. VR games have kind of proved that in the past few years. Let's talk about the music. There really isn't any. Actually, there is one song, but it's only on the last level, and it is absolutely amazing. I give this song a 10 out of 10, would definitely put on my iPod shuffle instantly. Take a listen for a little bit. But every other level is quiet, and you can only hear the constant clucking and balking. And yeah, this aspect of the game can probably make some people go mad. If I didn't play my own music on my own playthrough, I probably would have developed like an early stage of tinnitus. Now there are a few issues I had while playing the game. My biggest like recommendation or want for the game is when the egg flies high over the screen space. I always wish there was an arrow or indicator telling its exact position. The physics are sometimes pretty floaty in midair, and I swear that it's sometimes impossible to calculate in your brain where the egg will drop once it reaches back into the screen space. Now, if you're still here, there's probably something wrong with you. Let's talk about the ending of this game. Honestly, I was not expecting much. Pretty much just like with anything else from this game. But oh my god, I was so wrong. The ending to this game is so good. So if you plan to play this game, stop watching here. I'm about to show the ending. So at the final part of the last level, the one where you're being constantly chased by a hungry fox, you're challenged to yeet your egg into the nest while also sacrificing yourself to the fox. This moment was god tier, because not only was it a wonderful way to convey the sacrifice and love that this chicken has for her egg, but also the sweet release of not having to carry that damn egg on your back anymore. It just felt so good. And that is pretty much it. The game was fun. It wasn't high budget, but it didn't need a high budget. It made me feel that $3 could not be spent in any other way. Anyway, the next game I plan to review is something from the past. 1980s-ish, we'll just say. I thought anyone could guess it, but I'll be racing to get that video done. Anyway, thanks for watching. These chicks are so cute and oh my god!